Good morning, everybody. Joshua Laycock here, Lifestyle Evolution. I'd like to talk about something today that, I'll be honest, it may come across a little boastful, but it's not my intent. As always, I try to find the lesson in it and the parallels to other areas of life. So I was at jiu-jitsu last night. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too sick of hearing about it, but tough. That's comes with the territory. And long story short, I ripped one of my toenails off. And that felt good. So I taped it up and cleared up the blood and got back in, and it is what it is. So I come home from jits last night, and Kate, you could kind of see it in her eyes, like, okay, what injuries are you dealing with today? So I've got my back, which is my back. It is what it is. I've got my sore wrist. My hands are always sore. Now I've got a ripped off toenail, and my neck was really tight, so I was kind of a little hunched up. And this morning she said, maybe one of these days you'll do something that doesn't beat the hell out of your body. And maybe she's right. Maybe one of these days I will. But you sort of ask yourself, why do you keep doing something when it pounds the hell out of you? Why do you keep doing something when it rips your toenails off and causes you to have to buy ergonomic mice and keyboards so that your wrists don't hurt all day at work? But and I don't know, it's the power of jiu-jitsu, I guess, but also that's life. I do jiu-jitsu because, aside from the fact that I really enjoy it, there are things that I want to get out of it. And, the reality is life is going to smash you sometimes. It's just an unpleasant reality. There are incredible highs in life, and we need to enjoy them and savor them and drink them in. But there are going to be unbelievably difficult lows. Life, by its very nature, being nature, is brutal, right? We're going to have our hearts broken. We're going to have our bones broken. We're going to feel silly. We're going to feel vulnerable because we are sometimes open to attack and threat. We're going to feel like life is against us because, to be honest, there are elements of life that are against us. We are animals. We're evolved animals, but we are. There are predators out there. There are people that, believe it or not, don't give a shit if you survive. And sometimes they may actually go out of their way to make it so that you don't. And that's not to say that life is shit. That's just to say that that's the beauty of it. And I think that if we are going to fully step in and enjoy and embrace the highs and the wonderful elements of life that it has to offer, we also have to be able to endure with a smile the shit that life throws at you sometimes. You kind of have to laugh. And look, I'm not talking about laughing off things like the death of a loved one or horrible events. They happen. And no amount of fretting or fear or hiding away from the world are going to stop those things from happening. So we might as well go out into life with our shoulders squared, ready to take them on. And, a lot of people talk about jiu-jitsu as being a parallel for life, kind of super concentrated, and I believe it. If I can still roll with my friends at jiu-jitsu with a ripped off nail and a bad wrist and a bad back and sore knees and a tight neck and blah, 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 and a guy caught me in the eye with the elbow, and you still keep going, when life throws bigger, real things at me, my mind and my body are a little bit conditioned to handling it. So I think that, and I know this is not what Kate was suggesting, that I stop jiu-jitsu, but if you avoid the types of things in life that knock you around a little bit as practice, when life does inevitably give you a body shot or throws a wrinkle your way or breaks your heart, you're not going to be ready for it. Your body is not going to be conditioned to handle the pain and the discomfort that life is going to throw your way. And while I would love nothing more for everyone on the planet to just feel joy and happiness, that's just not reality. You know, Caleb at Jiu-Jitsu had a nail issue, and we talked him through it, and there was some tears, and one of the other kids from his class came and helped him out with him because he was afraid and we didn't have nail clippers, and it was gonna hurt. And eventually, literally, he squared his shoulders, he took a deep breath, he grabbed a hold of it with his teeth, and he ripped it off, and it hurt. And at 5, I said, "You get to swear, give me a good one." And in being Caleb, he went, "This is stupid," because that was the best he had. But he endured it. And then he went to class, and his coach said, "How's the nail?" And he goes, "I chewed it off." Sometimes you just got to chew it off and smile a little bit and laugh at the absurdity of what we do, because life is absurd sometimes. But I tell you, hiding from it and wishing that it weren't the case, that's the other one. Wishing that life were easier. I mean, and we all have fallen for it. Sometimes we're in our darkest time and we really say, instead of saying, "How can I endure this? How can I thrive through this?" we do turn around and say, "I wish that life weren't so hard." But wishing doesn't make things so. Life can be hard. And allowing ourselves to enjoy the good means we have to learn to endure the hard. And how do we endure the hard? How do you take soft iron that is malleable and can be bent with your hands and turn it into a sword, a hammer, a crowbar, indestructible? You have to beat it. You have to heat it up. You have to pound it. You have to bend it. We have to put ourselves out there, folks. We can't hide from it. Now, that doesn't mean go and abuse yourself. Some would argue that's what I'm doing. But you have to allow yourself to go into the forge, under the hammer, onto the anvil. Pound yourself sometimes. Let your nails get ripped off. Allow your bones to break from time to time. Those things heal. And not only just like a bone, when it breaks, the point at which it broke is really strong. It's calcified. Your mind is the same way. When you challenge it, when you allow it to feel pain, when you think about the pain and you endure it and you look at it and you learn from it and you recognize that this is just another part of nature, another part of this crazy screwed up world that we are a part of, it starts to steel itself against those things. The heat of the pain, the pounding of it, allows you to endure more of it. And that's not so that we can become cold to these things, but it is absolutely so that when the time comes for you to have to step up because someone needs you, you don't collapse under the pressure of it because it's the first time that you felt it. So chew on that and chew it off. I'll see you tomorrow.